Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched.
We are using our saving.
Are you nervous about the future?
Yes, of course.
Inflation in America surged in June, with some of the steepest price hikes from June of last year in places like Baltimore, Miami, Atlanta, Phoenix, and Alaska. And 85% think the economy is getting worse.
Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched.
And if you wish to answer, should someone who is here without documents, and that is his only offense, should that person be deported?
That person should not be the focus of deportation. We should fundamentally change the way we deal with them.
Senator.
Trump campaigned on build that wall. Are you willing to tear that wall down?
No, there will not be another foot of wall constructed on my administration.
Newly obtained White House records reveal the Biden administration admitted to flying hundreds of thousands of illegal migrants into the country.
Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched.
The annual inflation rate came in at 8.3%. The stock market nosedived. People are shocked by their grocery bills. What can you do better and faster?
Well, first of all, let's put this in perspective. Inflation rate month to month was just an inch, hardly at all.
You're not arguing that 8.3 is good news.
No, I'm not saying it's good news, but it was 8.2 or 8.2 before. I mean, it's not. I can make it sound like all of a sudden, my God, it went to 8.2%. It's
the highest inflation rate, Mr. President, in 40 years.
I got that.
Look at this. In the world statistics, name the top 10 murder capitals of the world. The first 6 are Mexico. They had 31,000 murders on the border by the cartels, etc. The next 4 are St. Louis, Baltimore, New Orleans, and Chicago. We're in the top 10. 4 of our cities are in the top 10 most murderous countries in the world. And Chicago, in the last 2 years, 1,326 murders. 1 year, they only arrested 9 guys for 800 plus murders. So they had carjackings in last year, 1,321 carjackings and 26,000 stolen cars. That's just one city, Brian.
Now all of a sudden there's no consequences for crime.
Right.
Cops have been made to be the enemy, and we're realizing we're trying to make the criminals the good guys. And in turn, there are no cops. Check out this. Talk about a police crisis. This is an excerpt. We have a staffing crisis in New York City. We've lost 3,000 officers last year. Our members are overworked, understaffed, not being able to get days off. We are losing police officers every single day, over 200 a month. We cannot sustain this for the long run.
Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched.
Somebody needs to remind the senator that we don't have any money. We're about $1.5 trillion in debt for this year. Over the last 3 months, we've accumulated almost $1 trillion in 3 months. The total is $33 trillion. So we don't have like an extra rainy day fund or a surplus we can send them. We have to borrow the money from China to send it to Ukraine.
Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched.
Well, in the community that I was born in, which is called Woodlawn, in the city of Chicago, I did get arrested. I heard that they were bringing the migrants in on a bus, CTA bus, that was paid by the taxpayers' money. And on the top of the bus, it said, "My kind of town." So I stood in front of the bus, and I refused for the illegal migrants to get into the Wadsworth School, the school in our community that, our kids went to, but now they was told that they cannot go to the schools because of lack of funding, and a lot of schools closed because of lack of funding. And how do you think those children feel now that they're driving past or walking past the schools that they was rejected from, now migrants are living in?
This should not be on the backs of the people here and draining our resources. I see a lot of wasted money because there's no structure.
You've never had a time where Southsiders, Westsiders, and now Northsiders have come together to unite under one issue.
Yeah, this building behind me is called Near South Health Clinic. This is a clinic where the unfortunate people that did not have insurance, could not afford, good insurance, they went here. This was a free clinic for this community. The community that I'm in now is called Bronzeville, and it's closed. So the seniors that could not make it over to the Cook County Hospital 4 miles away, they went to this clinic. Now it was closed. Now migrants are there. So our parks, our schools, our clinics, and police stations have all become shelters for illegal migrants.
That is a harsh reality.
Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched.
Final thing. America is going to face Al-Qaeda 3.0. The intelligence community has been clear and has briefed us repeatedly. The Taliban taking over means Al-Qaeda 3.0 comes roaring back. Except now we're in a worse position than we were before 2001. We have no bases in the region. Our local allies are being hunted down as we speak. And as you've heard today, the Taliban are going to be armed to the teeth so that when future American soldiers have to go back in to deal with the problem and deal with the incompetence of this administration, how many are going to die now? Because they're going to have to fight their way through our own equipment, our own damn equipment, to deal with Al-Qaeda 3.0. Are we going to have another Pulse nightclub? Are we going to have another San Bernardino? Are we going to have another 9/11 because of that incompetence? Well, this Congress is going to lead. Our offices right now are operations centers, calling gate guards, calling the Kabul airport, guiding people through, telling them how to avoid Taliban checkpoints. Our own Congress. It's unbelievable, the lack of leadership. So I 100% agree. That blood is and will be on Joe Biden's hands, and this Congress will hold him accountable. Thank you very much.
Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched.
He forgot to bring watermelon and grape drink. Now, if he had brought watermelon and grape drink, that would have completed the trifecta. But he felt like we only like chicken, and we need these things in conjunction with each other. And I'm just sad that he decided to carry it a little farther and say, let me get a hamburger so I can let you know I'm different than you. I don't know if you heard that part. He decided to have a hamburger. He didn't want none of that Negro food.
He did not want the chicken, that's for sure.
Black people are going to save America from Joe Biden. You speak to black people as if you literally own them. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. What type of fucking... It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the level of entitlement and audacity. Mind you, you're the same guy that crafted the criminal legislation, to send many of these black men to jail in the first place. Black people are going to have to save America from Joe Biden. Then, black people are going to have to become libertarians and save America from America.
I can say without question that my first big decision as your nominee turned out to be one of my best. And that was asking Joe Biden to serve by my side as vice president. History will remember Joe Biden as an outstanding president who defended democracy at a moment of great danger. And I am proud to call him my president, but I am even prouder to call him my friend. America's ready for a better story. We are ready for a President Kamala Harris.
It really is good to be back in Wisconsin. It is so good to be back in Michigan. The path to the White House runs right through this state. The path to the White House runs right through this state. And had a summer job at McDonald's. Tim has an incredible record as governor of the great state of Minnesota. He has an incredible record as governor of the great state of Minnesota. I took on perpetrators of all kinds. I know Donald Trump's type. We are not going back. And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win.
And because I'm a populist candidate who has a great relationship with the people. People don't like Joe Biden, that's pretty obvious. They like Kamala Harris even less. They understand that she hasn't done anything for the border. I don't really believe all the public polls. I've seen a lot of polls. I tend to like the ones that are the internal ones. That's the one where there's no BS involved. And so, you know, you guys can try to create, like I said, it's like a makeover show, total makeover. You're trying to say that somebody who has done nothing for the border, called herself the border czar, has done absolutely nothing, is a San Francisco liberal who destroyed San Francisco. And you're trying to now all of a sudden act like she's the biggest superstar on the planet. And you can say that all you want. And there's a reason that your viewership and your subscriptions are just in the tank right now, because no one's believing the fairy tales that you're telling. And so say all you want and try to take this horrible ticket, the worst we've ever seen, and turn it into something special. The people feel it with their real lives. They can't afford to put food on the table. They're having to go to food banks to supplement, to make ends meet and feed their family. They know what it's about. And you can bring every, you know, singer, rapper, actor, whoever you want to bring into the Democrat rallies, it's not going to change the fact that Democrat policies just don't work. They're devastating for individuals in this wonderful state and really across our country.